Aloha. So I'm Candice. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, you definitely want to go to the About section of my channel and know what I'm all about. But for those of you who are returning to my channel, thank you for coming back. And I'm just going to do what I'm hoping will be just a 10-minute video to just give you some quick tips, what you can do, a simple thing that you can do to make your Thanksgiving meal healthier for you without having to change any of the food if you don't want to. It would be best if you change some of the foods to things that don't have sugar in it and less carbs, but you know, it's too late now, right? You already bought all your food and you're cooking it, or it's already done and you're about to eat it. So what you can do, so what I'm going to be going over is what you can do with apple cider vinegar. Really simple things. And first of all, I want to tell you why you want to do it, because if you don't know why, then why would you do it, right? So, so you know, my husband, my late husband, Tom, he had diabetes ever since like 1999. And, you know, it can be managed through diet and exercise and medication if, you know, you still need that on top of everything to lower your blood sugar levels. But so I researched, you know, a lot of natural remedies and medications and stuff for diabetes in order to help him, because he took medication and it made him either get constipated or have diarrhea. And at the time he had a job where he was always like on the go. He wasn't in an office, so it was like really inconvenient to like have to suddenly have diarrhea and have to find a bathroom, you know. So so we did a lot of natural remedies. So apple cider vinegar is one of those. And for those of you know that, you know, my husband passed away at 51. Unfortunately, he didn't always listen to all my advice that I got from research, and he wasn't consistent in applying it. So if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, you know somebody that is, you need to listen to this, because if you could do this on a consistent basis, then maybe you can avoid all the pitfalls that my late husband went through. And which is why I believe that the good Lord made him and I go through this, is so that we would have a more of a leg to stand on, because you could see what happens when you are not consistent and don't, you know, do what you need. So anyway, so there's basically 5 benefits I'm going to go over. There's a lot of benefits, actually. I'm going to link in the description a article that I found that basically goes over a lot of this in detail. It's from healthline.com. And so one of the things, and please forgive me for reading off of notes, but I'm doing this so that way I don't sit here and hem and haw and trying to remember things, because I'm still working on my memory issue. So I wrote down some notes here real quick just to keep me on track. So you want the organic, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, because it contains strands of protein, enzymes, and good bacteria. So there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. You have both of them in your gut, and you need both of them. Just like I think of it as like there's reasons for you to be happy and there's reasons for you to be sad. You know, you don't want to be sad, but you know, it's part of life, and it's okay to have that emotion. You just don't want to dwell in it. And same thing with your good and bad bacteria. You don't want to have too much bad bacteria, because that's when you get sick and you get an infection and it takes over your body, right? And then good bacteria has to counteract that. But if you don't have any bad bacteria, well, we won't get into that. But anyway, this has good bacteria in it, and it has potassium and amino acids and antioxidants. And so if you know anything about health and wellness, you want to have as much antioxidants as possible, because they fight cancers and bad things in your body, aging. So people say, you know, say I don't look my age. Well, that's because I eat healthy. You know, I'm feeding my body good things, and it makes my skin glow and not be as wrinkled. So anyway, so the first thing is it can lower blood sugar when you eat carbs. So for instance, you're going to eat stuffing and pumpkin pie and rolls and whatever else you can think of that has carbs, right? And that's going to spike your blood sugar, because carbs turn into glucose in your blood So, and this is for like even non-diabetic people. Like for me, I can't have too much sugar, even like natural sugars, like from fruit and stuff, because it's almost like alcohol to me. It affects me that way. It just makes me, I feel like really good when I'm eating it, and then I have a crash, and then I feel foggy headed, and I can't think clearly, and yeah, it's not good. So, so another thing that it can help with is increasing satiety, and satiety is just another fancy word to say to feel full, so to feel satisfied. So when you're eating a meal, you know, you tend to eat too fast at these holiday gatherings because everything looks so good and you want to have a little bit of everything, right? But if you get to the point you're like, oh my God, I'm like so stuffed. Well, this can help you with feeling stuffed sooner with less food. So that's a good thing for everybody, even if you're not, you know, worried about your weight. Because it just, you know, I have gained weight where I went above my, what do you call it? I'm supposed to be like 125 for my height and my, you know, whatever you call it, my genetic makeup. So I at one point got up to like 130, which, yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot for a lot of people, but for me it was a lot because I couldn't fit in my pants anymore, and, you know, I had to go up to a size that I never thought I would go up to. And so I know about how it can creep up, that, you know, like first you gain 1 pound, and then before you know it, you gain 5 pounds, and then you can't fit in your clothes anymore. It can also help with lowering cholesterol and triglyceride levels and blood pressure. And so that's all related to your heart. Blood pressure also affects your other organs. And it can also help with killing bad bacteria or stopping the growth of it. So like for instance, when I have a sinus infection starting, like I start to feel this pressure here, and I know my sinuses are starting to bother me, and that's usually what happens when it's like windy, like today it's windy here. And so I have to wear a mask to keep all the particles from going up my nose. But you know, once in a while I forget to wear my mask or something, or, you know, things get in the house. And I know when I start to feel that pressure that I need to get something out of my nose. So I do like a sinus rinse, but I also do my apple cider vinegar drink because I know that if I have bacteria up there, it's going to kill it. And so I do a combination of things to help with that when I feel it. And then the last thing, it can be a hair clarifier. So for mostly women, but anyone that like uses a lot of products in their hair, you'll notice after a while your hair just seems like dull and it doesn't want to style right after a while. Well, that's because you got too much product in your hair. You know, like I use coconut oil and natural kind of hair gel that I get from the health store. And but even that gets like a buildup on my hair after a while, and then my curls aren't like as, you know, curly, and it might be like dull looking or whatever. So I clarify my hair, and I used to buy these clarifiers from the store, which cost a lot, like $20 a bottle or something, and yeah, they would work. But then I don't know how I came about it. I'm always like researching stuff. So I found a video on YouTube. I should link that in the description below too, of how you can use apple cider vinegar with water and just pour it on your hair and let it soak in there for like 5 minutes, and it gets all that buildup off and does something to make the hair look great. So anyway, so those are the health benefits, and I see I'm like over 9 minutes already, so I will try to wrap this up here soon because I gotta go too. One thing I want to make sure you know that, you know, this is good, but you also, anything that you do over, you know, do too much, it can be bad, right? So so it is an acetic acid. And so acid, you know, can eat away at things. So one thing it can eat away is at your tooth enamel. And you might notice that my teeth are not perfectly white. I don't do whiteners. I do oil pulling with coconut oil. But I don't really care if my teeth are not perfectly white, as long as I have teeth to chew with, okay? So this can eat away at your tooth enamel. So when you drink it, or consume anything with it, so like you could put it in, not just drinking it, but you don't want to drink it straight. What you want to do, and that's what I want to show you, is I have a drink that I make. Basically, it's just 8 ounces of water, I do 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. But if you're new to apple cider vinegar, I would say you should start with the lowest amount, so maybe 1 teaspoon, and then work your way up to 2 tablespoons. When you mix it in the water, to me, it kind of tastes like lemonade, you know, so it's got that sour taste to it, like lemonade. And if you want, you can add some sweetener. I do this xylitol sweetener, which is made from birch, and it has a low glycemic index of 7, it says on here. So it's got 0 net carbs and 0 added sugars. So that or honey. Honey is high on the glycemic index, but it also has antibacterial properties. I don't have problems with my blood sugar, so I like to do honey sometimes just because I like the flavor and to have the other antibacterial stuff in there. And then ground ginger is another thing that is good for you. I didn't get notes on that, but I do remember researching it and that there's a lot of good things about this as well. So I do a combination. So, and the other thing you want to watch out for is if you are taking any medications to lower your blood pressure or your blood sugar or your, what else did I say, cholesterol, I can't say that word, triglyceride levels, then if you do this on top of that, then guess what? All those things are gonna go even lower, right? So, and you don't wanna get too low because that's not good either. So you wanna, check with your doctor, you know, or at least be kind of mindful. It's like, okay, well, if I do this, then I probably should check my blood sugar level before I take my medication that lowers it even more, because you don't want to end up in the hospital, especially these days. So, okay, so let me just show you how to mix it up, and then that'll be it. So I already put 2 cups of water in here, and I'm going to add 2 more cups, so I have a total of 4 cups. And this is just an old juice bottle. I like to use, I just realized I didn't put my microphone on. I'm sorry. I hope you can hear me. No one's like saying anything that they can't hear me, so I guess the sound is okay. Well, I'm going to wait and put this stuff in before I put the rest of that water in. I forgot to get my tablespoon out. Okay, so here's a tablespoon. So this is the one that has the mother in it, which has the strands of stuff in there. Oh, can hear you very well. Oh, good, good. Thank you for giving me that feedback. Oh, and if you have any questions about any of this, you know, you can put it in the comments, but right after this I have to get going because I'm going to be going to a potluck at my church. And don't worry, it's like only 10 people or less. It's not a big gathering, and we're going to have social distancing and wearing masks in between when we're not eating. So let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in. So this is 4 servings. So I usually do 2 tablespoons per serving. So we're going to put in 8. Yeah, 4 times 2 is 8. I have a degree in mathematics, so I can do math, but I usually do it on my phone. So that's why I left a little bit space here, because we need to fit in 8 tablespoons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting really full. 6. Okay, we're gonna have to stop at 6. It's getting too full. like I said, I do 1 to 2, so, you know, had I done 1 tablespoon per serving, that would have been 4, so, you know. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. And then for the ginger, so it depends on, you know, how you like the flavor of ginger. If you're not used to it, again, you want to start off with the smallest amount. I like it, so I'm gonna do 1/4 teaspoon per serving. So actually I could have done 1 teaspoon. So anyway, okay, there we go. And I'm not going to put the xylitol in now because this is a drink that you can actually drink when you're fasting. And so I fast right now. I've been experimenting with fasting on Sundays and then another day during the week, Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what I got going on. But if I have the xylitol in there, then that would break my fast because of the glycemic index. So I can just add that whenever I pour it into my cup. So then you just, shake it up like this. And the only thing is that the ginger, you know, will settle to the bottom after a while. So what I do is right before I pour it into a glass is I just shake it up. So think of it kind of like salad dressing, you know, where you have the oil and the vinegar. You always have to shake it up before you serve it because otherwise you'll get all one or the other when you pour it out. So that's all I have to share. So I hope you found that helpful. Oh, sorry. So I told you about drinking it, but I didn't tell you how much. So what I like to do is to drink 1 cup of this per day throughout the day. So, you know, I'm not like guzzling it all down in the morning, but I could, you know, I could just drink that. So they say when you're fasting, to break your fast, it's good to have apple cider vinegar drink. So that way you're introducing the good bacteria into your gut. And so you're starting off good, because when you fast, like all the bacteria kind of like dies down because it has nothing to work on. And then, like I said, if I feel like I have an infection or I feel like I'm getting sick or something, then I'll drink a whole glass like right away to like nip it in the bud. Now for your meal, so for instance, today we're having Thanksgiving. What the article said is that if you do 1 to 2 tablespoons in water, 8 ounces of water, and drink that before your meal, then that helps with what, like I said, the satiety, so making you feel full quicker. You don't have to eat as much food. It brings down your blood sugar level and your blood pressure. Now let's say, for instance, you don't have any apple cider vinegar and you're not able to do it before your meal, but you're able to get it tonight before you go to bed. So you could also, they say, if you do it before bedtime, then it could lower your blood sugar by the morning time. So it's not going to help with the satiety thing, of course, because you know it's not going to work afterwards. So that's basically it. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please share it with a friend, and please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and you can get more helpful tips like this. I have lots of plans in the works to share other aspects of my life and things that I've learned, and I'm always learning. So, and I want to learn from you guys too. So if you have other ways that you like to incorporate apple cider vinegar, or stories that you have of, you know, things that you were able to treat with it, or friends that you know of that were able to do things with it that helped them, then please share those in a comment down below. I would love to see that. And if you want to send me a private message, then you can go to the About section of my channel, and there I have my email address, and you can email me privately. So I would love to help you with whatever I can. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Mahalo for watching. See you in the next video.